Hello, this is Mihail from MD Massage Therapy and Health Center Rugby. I'm a sports massage therapist with over 7 years experience in treating different body problems. And today I would like to talk to you about the lower back pain. Taking into account present situation that majority of us unfortunately are stuck at home. And the weather is getting better, which is good. And I would suppose many of you are having gardens. You'll think it's just the right time to do some gardening. And that actually will be really great activity to maintain a good physical health and mental health. Same time, I would like to warn you about some risks. Taking into account that many of you are not professional gardeners, our body or the muscles will not be that ready to do that sort of activities. So I'll give you some tips, some suggestions how you can avoid having a lower back pain and just wake up next morning less stiff. But first of all, I will take you through few of the muscles, especially the main ones, which I find are keeping strong the lower back, or either making it to get in pain. So the first muscle, which I find is very powerful in doing all the going up activities or down and generally supporting standing, sitting positions, is the Gluteus Maximus. So this one here. This is the main muscle to support the lower back activities. The other way we name it the bump cheek. And when this muscle is either too weak or too tight, then it's giving its job to other ones, which are a bit smaller and having less capacity. As a result, they will, at some point, they will start to scream, "Ah, we're overwhelmed. We do too much," and then actually you start to scream and saying, "Ah, my lower back is hurting." So the other muscle, which is compensating many times for that, especially when we do a little bit of bendings, and my clients will describe it, I didn't do much of the thing, I just bended to take something and it went. And actually that muscle is, which provokes that kind of problem, is the psoas muscle, which you can see here is the front view. Here is the pelvis, and here is that psoas muscle, which is connected into the spine and after into the femur, into the front leg in here. So whenever we bend a little bit, that muscle needs to sustain us. But if it's doing too much job compensating for that gluteus, then at some point it will give us trouble. Another muscle which I find is very important, again, is the Quadratus Lumborum. So this muscle is quite small, is inserted in the pelvis here, in the spinal processes, and into the first rib here. But when this muscle is compensating too much, then again that creates sort of low back sensation of pain, tension, stiffness, but sometimes people come even slightly bended like that and they will not be able to straighten themselves because of that tension in the muscle. So few tips and tricks what you can do to avoid that sort of pain after doing your gardening. So first of all, we need to take care of the Gluteus Maximus, because he's the Maximus and he needs to be ready, prepared to take the effort. Because much of the time we will squat, we will be bended somehow, so that muscle needs to be stretched very well, because many times it's over tense. So one of the exercises which we can do straight away from sitting is you put your leg in this way and you try to reach with your nose your foot. So you go like this. You might feel a bit of pulling in here, so it's the right way to feel this, so it means you are doing the exercise in the right way. So you can stay in that bended position for 1 minute, or just go a few times up and down until that muscle starts to loosen up a bit more. From the same way, you just put your knee a little bit up, high up, you grab it with your elbow and try to pull it towards your right if it's the left leg. And to increase the stretch, you can look towards your left or opposite side. It's the same way with the right. So you look in that way. So it gives really good stretch. After this, we go to some mobilization. So with the lower back, we need to give it a little bit of motion. So you draw some circles with your pelvis. It might look like some Roomba or some Zumba exercise, which is quite nice. But in that way you put that lower back in action. After that, to start to exercise the Quadratus Lumborum, we go left, right, left, right. If you want, after doing the exercise, you can stretch a little bit longer in one way, stretch a bit longer in the other way, and a little bit of bending down. So you'll go a little bit like this, not very much. You can even support your back, bending in one way, in another way. So make everything in that area to move. And another one, having your feet straight, parallel to your shoulders, you try to do a little bit of just lower back motion in one side, another side, a few times. If you think that your lower back doesn't feel quite right or strong enough, but you still want to do some gardening, try to wear a belt or something which will support your lower back. The next thing is, after you prepare a little bit your muscles, when you start to do your gardening, let's say you'll need to go down, try to go on one of your knees if it's not damaged, pad something underneath and do your things. In this way, other knee will support while you're bending down. Same way is good, the squat position, when you do in this way, then all the effort is taken by your Gluteus Maximus. Still, important suggestion, while you do your things, bend it down or a little bit like this level, try to not stay there too long. If you do about 20 minutes, after that go up, start to move a bit around, stretch that lower back and go back to your activity. But don't stay in one position for too long, because muscles start to get stiff. And then when the problems start to occur. Okay, after that, after you finish your gardening, you can do a little bit of stretches. Again, the same routine as I showed you before. Before you go to bed, in that day, try to apply some heating pads, cream, gels, hot water bottle, anything which is warming up the muscles, and that will help to release all the lactic acid from them, and that will help you next day to not feel that sore or stiff. Even if you next morning will feel a bit sore, again, same mobilization, not very deep, not very fast, just to move your body around, and it should to get looser. Not the last thing is try to take your time. So actually now we have plenty of time, no one is hurrying up to go to work or to do other stuff. So don't try to overdo. Even if it's very nice outside, try to not stay doing the gardening too much in one day. Take it steady. From day to day, you'll build up more strength in your body. Thank you for watching, and I'll come back with some other videos which might help you in overcoming these difficult times. Thank you. Bye.